Okay, joining us is Liam Kavanagh and Matty Edwards, coach and captain of the Coburg Lions. 2 games in. How are we finding it? Firstly, you, Matty?
Our first week was probably a little bit tough for us coming into a new competition, being a brand new side and everything, especially against the 2019 premiers. But yeah, good so far. It's good to have challenging competition and really get into it.
Liam, your background, game development with AFL Victoria, that would have held you in really good stead. I know it's not the VFL, but we're not that far away now.
Yeah, there's an important component, I should say, of skill development within women's footy. So it's a really handy background to have to be able to not just move the magnets around the board, but also support players on an individual level as well.
Yeah, I find that a lot of the women are obviously very new to the game, so game development would probably sit right up near the top.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when we move together as a team, offensively and defensively, it really, really helps. But there's certain things you have to be able to do with the ball to be able to achieve that. So we've really brought up, I guess, the minimum standard of skill, and we've got some really talented players as well, which is great. But as a group, we're moving really well together, and then as individuals, everyone's skills are coming along really, really nicely.
And Matty, you come through from an elite background, Eastern Rangers, and a few games with Richmond in the VFLW. Hold you in good stead with the girls here. A bit of leadership there.
It's great bringing some of my experience through the program, especially in leadership roles. It's been a bit of an honour. But it's just nice bringing along that information and everything with girls who probably haven't played a lot of footy, and it's just nice seeing them grow, even just so much from what we've seen since the start of pre-season. It's just been nice to give them a little bit of advice here and there.
2 games old, Liam, 130 years old, the club. First win last week over the Dolphins, a traditional VFL club. That would have been a special day.
I think it was really good for us. It was kind of the first step towards a rivalry that will go a long time in Coburg's women's football, and Frankston are on a similar path to us in where they want to end up. So to get the first win in our history of upcoming games against each other was really exciting. But that aside, it was an exciting reward for effort in itself for the girls who, the year off last year, a very, very long and hard pre-season this year, shock to the system for some of the girls. So it's great to know that it's all worth it sometimes, and there's a win on the end of it.
Some long road trips this year, Matty, no doubt. I've had a look where you've got to go. Mornington, Mount Eliza, some beautiful trips though along the beachside suburbs. Have we planned anything?
A few bus trips, maybe an Airbnb down there one night. I'm pretty lucky personally because I'm out eastern suburbs way, so it's only half an hour down the freeway for me. For a few girls a little bit longer, but I think it will be part of the fun.
Liam, just with some of the players, I've had a look at Christelle Vanderwolf. Brings a bit of high pressure to her game. She's new.
Yeah, she's new-ish to footy as well, only a couple of years behind her, but a natural athlete. Christelle was one who, we had a few in the first round who didn't quite compete at the level that they want to, and then responded perfectly. So puts pressure on, moves incredibly well, incredibly agile, but with ball in hand, I think was probably our most calming presence in a very high-pressure game. To be able to cut through a few steps and then actually hit someone up was probably the difference in round 2.
Hannah Fosbrook, Matty, tackling machine.
It was awesome to see it. After the first week, as Cab said, a few people probably didn't perform as highly as they would have wanted to, and Hannah came through and really brought the physicality to her game, like many of the other players last week. It was great to see a little tackling machine go.
So Liam, you've had an elite background. You played at Box Hill. You've been working in game development with the AFL. You've got a strength and conditioning background as well. Why women's footy? Why?
So originally kind of fell into it. I've been assistant coaching a lot of the teams that I play in, and I still do play, which is a fun balancing act to do as well, just local footy now. But I've never really wanted to be a head coach of my mates. So I wanted to get this coaching experience, but didn't really want to double up in the teams that I was playing in. So started at Strathmore Football Club in the under-18s girls and just really enjoyed it. I think there's a certain level of pure passion and enjoyment, and there's no, even if girls do go on to get drafted, there's nowhere near the prospects as there is in men's at the moment. So one, I want to have a role in building towards that and equaling the playing field in that sense. But two, the girls who are there because they truly and purely love the game. So they're your favourite players to coach. So to have a team of them is fantastic.
I suppose no bad habits either, is there?
Sometimes there's a few in this group, but most of it's just talking back to the coach rather than anything else.
And chatting? I mean, you do like to chat?
Standard for girls, but Liam puts us in our place most of the
Not
time.
too harshly.
Yeah, no, not too harshly, but he does.
Thanks for joining us, guys. The inaugural coach, the inaugural captain. All the very best at Seaford. Hope you get your second win and celebrate on the way home.
Fingers
Thanks,
crossed.
bud.
Thank
Cheers.
you.